evening, kings and priests. I've decided to start sharing some of the stuff I've learned that really transformed my life. And you know, the funny thing is that if you give the world a chance, it will give you 5,000 reasons why you are not worthy to share something, or you are not worthy to do what you really feel that you need to do. And two things happened there for me personally is every single time when I try to say, Father, but I've done this, or Father, that I went wrong, or I'm not perfect in this way, He stops me in my tracks immediately, as if He doesn't even want me to utter those words. And then I said, well, it's a quite a difficult thing for me to do, because I know and I can see faults and failures and things that I wish was different, and I know the perfect standard and all that kind of things. And He said, no, you will not even apologize for that, because that's not who you are anymore. And then He said, if that does not fit into your religious paradigm, what you can do is you can take my word for it. If you believe that I am the sovereign, one and only God of the universe, and my word is the only true word, then you must believe what I say about you, and not what you say about yourself. And if I say that you are clean, you are clean. If I say you are worthy, you are worthy. If I say you are loved, you are loved. If I say you can do this, then you can do this. So if you want to put me on the God pedestal, I'll give you that answer. And I said, okay, Father, that is fine. I will do that. And the second thing that happened when I said that is that He told me, so I inquired about this last night or 2 nights before actually, and He said that even if you don't want to take that, then at least if you get in the arena, you're in the arena. You may think that you failed, you may do things wrong, you may measure up against yourself and not do it, but at least you can tell yourself you got into the arena and you started doing what you believe to be right. And that is good enough for Him. So I started to share this, and there's a lot I want to share. And I really think if it resonates with you, take it, you'll feel it in your spirit, in your heart. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not here to preach. I'm here just to show you, or to tell you what really changed my life. The one thing that I was actually on the mountain today, and I was laying down in the cool breeze under some trees, just relaxing, not doing anything. I was totally happy, totally joyful and thankful for everything I have. There was really nothing, and God really started talking to me about something I've asked Him for quite a while. And this is the whole religion thing. And I must say that I hate religion. It ruined my life, and it ruined a lot of people's lives. Not in the way that I think you would think. So most of you that would be listening to say this, yes, we also against religion and before relationship and all that kind of stuff, and non-denominational church and all that kind of stuff. But I really actually want to say that religion seeps into every single thing, if you allow it. Even the most graceful, charismatic church that you can think of will have elements of religion linked to it. And I asked God, because I wanted to reconcile that back to His truth, and how do we get, one, free from it, and two, why does it happen? Why does He tell me to make a statement like that, which is in itself very controversial? And the reason for that is He told me as long as there is still this physical body in this physical three-dimensional reality, with this mind trying to comprehend anything that is of God, there will be a religion. It is impossible for the mind to understand everything of God, so it will somewhere, even with the best teaching ever, the best place ever, it will somewhere try to fit in something that it can control, something that it can explain, something that it can understand. But when I asked Him, so how do you actually get free from this? How do you understand this? How do you grow without religion holding you back, because really I realized that God challenged me in every religious thing that I was busy with. I remember asking him about a year back, asked him for two things, wisdom and revelation. And the second thing I said, pluck religion out of me, every single thing. And it was a difficult process, because even stuff that I thought wasn't religious, I was clinging to. And I believe that God will show you those kind of things if you let him. So how does it work? What he told me under the trees while relaxing and absolutely doing nothing, not trying to do anything for him, not even trying to listen. What happens is that if I asked you, how do you get out of religion, how do you get to the pure truth of God and only know him? Most people would say you get into the Word. Okay, that is fine. You get into the Word, you pray, okay, that is fine. You worship, okay, that is fine. What I want to say about that is, I know people that have read that book and have degrees in it, and they still miss it. I know people that pray day and night, and they haven't entered the promised land, or certain aspects of it. I know people that will worship till the cows come home, but really, to be frank, a lot doesn't change. So I asked God, what is it? Because that was also a reflection of me trying to understand all of this. And he showed me this picture. It's quite simple if you want to understand it. Is that everything that comes from outside of you, even reading the Bible, even worshiping, even someone preaching a good word, it comes from the outside. Then what we generally do as human beings, as people, we let it go through our mind, which is a filter. And our mind tries to understand most of it, and then it decides which ones it wants to allow through, and then some of that comes through that we think, and also we see it with the lens that we put on it. We don't necessarily even see it as 100% truth that it comes in. Then it enters the heart, we meditate on it, we try to understand it, we spend hours on it, years on it, and we really actually don't see the fruit of it. So how do you actually get to a point where you really get the truth of God? The beauty is what he showed me, is that it is inside of you. He said, it's no longer I that live, but Christ that lives in me. You are raised and seated with Christ in heavenly places. He sent the Spirit of his Son into our hearts, calling Abba, Father. You do not need anyone to teach you that of Christ. All those things started to swirl in my head, and he said, everything that you need is already in you. The truth that you want, the knowledge, the wisdom of God is in Christ, and Christ is in you. So then I asked him, but why do we read the Bible then? Why do we listen to preachers who preach anointed messages and all that kind of things? And he said, they don't really tell you something new. When you get a revelation, it is they're saying a truth that resonates with the Spirit in you. And I asked him to explain it to me in simple terms, because that's how I want it to be known. And he said, it's like a chord. The chord is there, but if you don't strike it, it won't make a sound. It won't vibrate. So when people say something and it comes in, when you read the word and something hits you, it strikes a chord. And when you strike that chord that is already there, it starts to vibrate. And that vibration then makes the knowledge known. And it's the truth that you know that sets you free. So that is how it actually works. All truth that you need to know about Christ and who you are in him is already in you. You do not really need anything else. That is why it's so important to be still and know that he is God. To meet him in his secret place, in your secret place. And then go to the word. Because what happens if you go to the word or to anything else and you apply it from the outside in, you apply it through your filters. But when you're in your secret place, when you know you are with God, You open your heart up completely and you're totally vulnerable. And you allow everything that is in you, the truth that is in you, to be revealed. And it comes out. Then it goes into your heart and your heart starts understanding it. Then it goes into your mind and your mind can be renewed with the truth, unadulterated. It's not through your filters, it's not through your lenses, it's not how you understand it, it's not passed through some denominational stuff that you've learned. Trust me, there's a lot of knowledge and stuff in your head that creates a lot of filters. I want to tell you that. And secondly, what he told me, and let me just say that I say this is actually the best news that could ever be known, is that you don't have to do anything to get it, you already have it. There's really nothing, in my whole journey up to this point, I realized there's really nothing for me to learn, but everything for me to unlearn. That incorruptible seed is in me, and that is what I need to know. And as that is known, everything else will become known. And secondly, he told me something about relationship. And for the last year, the term, it's about relationship with God, struck me a bit, and I didn't know why. And because it's a perfect thing to say, and it is all about relationship. But he said there's something still there that I'm missing. And then he said the problem with the relationship is that it's two separate objects that is in relation with each other. And he has called us into oneness. He said, you have died, and it's now my Son that lives through you. He said, I and the Father are one. So from our natural understanding, we think of two separate things. But in heaven, being one and separate means something different. He said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. I do nothing but what I see the Father do. So that is what I want to leave you with, is that it is about relationship, but the relationship that comes from oneness, from completeness. He's already made you one with Him. So there's no distance between you. The problem with a relationship, I can have a relationship with friend A and friend B, or I can be friend A and my friend can be friend B. We can have a good relationship, but we necessarily aren't one. We don't have the same seed, we're not of the same nature. But if you are one, you are of the same seed, you are of the same nature, and you will produce the same fruit. He has really called us through Christ, and that is the revelation, to become one with Him. So that it's no longer us trying to work from a disconnected place, entering into Him, out of Him, getting closer, moving back. It's from a place that we are one with Him, and then so in Christ one with the Father. And out of that place we can discover a new realm of relationship that transcend the way that we understand relationships. I want to tell you that there is so much to learn and so much depth in Him. And I'm asking you to journey with me on this. And like I said, not preaching, not telling. If it resonates with your heart, it resonates with your heart. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But this is the truth that started to set me free. I love you. We'll speak again.